What's interesting is the author of Made to Stick, it's the Heath brothers, but Chip Heath is a Stanford professor, was studying why people understand stories so well and not other methods. And what he found is if it's a data or a statistic, only 5% of you or us will remember the statistic. Only 5%. 63% of those that heard a story would recall it. Look around. Only 5% of us are going to remember the statistic. Yeah. But story is overwhelming. Mark Twain once observed that a lie can get halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. Have you often wondered why conspiracy theories and these incredibly inaccurate stories just race and everybody accepts it? And then the truth comes out and it's far harder to break through that narrative, to get the truth back out. That's why facts, education, and all that is much harder to break through than some of that that's been taught through a story. I came across a story about Texas that I really that connects this point, because Texas used to have a problem. Because of its amazing big sky country and long, deserted, open roads, they had a littering problem. Truckers would stop and empty out the truck and just leave it there. Locals would come by and just dump stuff all over the road. And Texas was known to have one of the dirtiest highways in the U.S. So they tried to say, okay, how can we create a campaign for an anti-littering campaign? Just to try to stop this littering. Instead of having tumbleweeds blow by, we're having McDonald's bags. So they came up with a slogan. Does anybody know what it is? Don't mess with Texas. 3 months, 73% of Texans could quote you that slogan. 36% decrease in littering within the first year. Over 70% decrease in littering within 3 years. Why? Don't mess with Texas is a story. Don't mess. Don't make a mess. Brilliant. Texas, we stick together. Remember the Alamo? We're in this. Now, I looked for Indiana's anti-littering slogan. We don't have one. Do you want to guess where Indiana ranks for littering? Between number 47 and number 50 in the U.S. I'm not saying the slogans matter, but that idea of putting a story, one little phrase, don't mess with Texas, and immediately we relate to it. We understand because that's what it is. We understand this because social media now is short story. You scroll through these very quick little videos. Platforms have been created. Tech Talks are basically short stories. Almost all the TED Talks that have really went viral are somebody telling a life story or a story that's happening. The app TikTok itself was created for that idea of short stories. I love the name TikTok. Do you understand what that says? The ticking of a clock as time passes. But stories are far more easy to remember than just straight data. And Christ does this through parables, but he even goes further. He puts in images from the natural world or something that is in your everyday life to pull in to these stories. So it's not just a story out in the ether, he's connecting it with something. Pictures like a sower goes out to sow. A person puts yeast in flour, a merchant seeking pearls, treasure hidden in a field, a fisherman's net. All of these are real day-to-day objects. So anytime you pass by that or interact with that object, that lesson comes back to you.